So in this demo, I'm going to be having a look at activity 4 from Network Architecture NWAR5122. And activity 4 asks us to perform the following on the server machine. Using the W drive, create a user home directory. An alternate drive letter may be used where applicable. Users must have full control permission on their home directory. Create a shared folder. Give access to all users to the shared folder. Create a test.txt file and save it in the shared folder. And then users must be able to view the files in the shared folder. And copy files from the shared folder, but must not be able to delete the files. In other words, they must have read access, but they must not have modify or delete access. So you just give them read access. So using the W drive, create user home directory. Let's see how to do that now. So I go into my virtual computer, I'll open up Hyper-V. So I'm going to open up Hyper-V. And I'm going to start my server computer. So in my Hyper-V manager, you can see that I've got different virtual computers for each of the modules that I'm teaching. So I'm looking for network architecture now, 5122. It's the server, and the server now has, it's been saved, so I'm going to connect and I'm going to start that virtual computer. I'm just going to adjust the screen size so it's easier for me to take my screenshots. So I log on to my domain. All right, so I'm going to close all of these windows that are open there that I don't need. And then I'm going to just restore this one. And I'm going to go back to my question. And it says home directories. I must create home directories for my users. So I go back to the server now. And in the server, I'm going to go to my server manager. And I go to tools. And I look for Active Directory users and computers. Inside Active Directory users and computers, I'm going to go to where I've created my users. I've created my users in the design OU, okay? So I need to create home directories for these users. I'm going to double click, or I can right click and open up the properties. And then I go to the profile tab, and now there's the home directory. And I can say connect to, they said the W drive, and then whereabout on the W drive or whereabout on the server must the user's home directory be created. All right. So I'm going to now, before I create this, I can go, the server is called Suben in 2016, I think. How would I know what the server is called? Let me go and open up my File Explorer, and then this PC, I want to go to its properties, and then it's showing me it's called Suben N Server 2016. That's the name of the server. So on the server, I want to create now home directories. So on the local disk, I can create home folder. The user's home directories are going to be stored here. And now the path to the shared folder, I need to share it. So this one must be shared with domain users. Domain and find domain check names, and it says there's domain users here. So I want domain users, and I'm going to say okay, and they've got read access to this. Okay, so I'm going to share, and there's the path that has been created for me. So Ben server home directory. Okay, and I'm going to go done. Now, if I go to the properties, and if I click on sharing tab, you'll see there's the path to the shared home directory folder. So I can then highlight and press Control and C on my keyboard to copy this path. And now when I go in to the user, I'll double click to open up the user's property, go to the profile tab, and then for the home folder, I want him to connect to, they said W drive, and then I'm going to paste Control V, the path of the home directory. The users are all going to have the information created in this home directory. And then when I've done that, I'm going to apply. It's going to say the home folder was set to the following shared. The shared folder already exists because the folder is at the root of the file share. You must verify that the user has the appropriate permissions to manage the contents of the folder. For more information, right, you need to open this. So W, and then I'll say OK. And then I can do the same for the other users as well. Go to their profile tab. They must connect to the W drive. Let's see if I say 2016 backslash, does it allow me to, what does it do? It says it's not valid, right? Because you have to specify the name of the folder. So again, I'm going to paste in the name of the home directory that was created, and I'll say OK. OK. And then I'm going to do that for the last user as well. Profile, connect to, it's going to connect the W drive, and then paste and say OK. So I've now created the home folders. Users must have full control permission to their home directory. So I need to give them full control permission. So I go now to the home directory that I've created. I go to my File Explorer. And in the File Explorer now, the home directory, I'm going to go to the Properties and Sharing tab. And I'll go to Advanced Sharing. And then I'm going to add I'm going to go to permissions, and then they must have full control. So I'm going to add my users. My users are Donald, check names, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Mickey, check names, and then Bugs Bunny, Bugs, check names, and there's my users. I'll say okay. So I've got all of my users, and if I click on the users, you can see currently they only have read permission. So I'm going to click on Bugs Bunny, and I'm going to click on allow full control. Then I'll click on Donald Duck, allow full control. Click on Mickey Mouse, allow full control. I'll say apply and OK. And then OK again and close. So I go back to the question now. Users must have full control over their own home directory. Create a shared folder. So now I'm going to create shared folder. So I go back to my server, File Explorer, and I'm going to now create a right-clicked, and I'm going to say New Folder, and this is my shared folder. So I've got shared folder that's there. Now, D, it says give access to all users to the shared folder. So I must give all users access to the shared folder. So I'm going to share the folder, share with, I'm going to add domain users, find domain, there's domain users, say OK, OK again, and you can see all the domain users have read access, and I'll click on share, and done. Then what else does it say in the question? Create a test.txt file and save it in the shared folder. So I need to create a text document. So all I need to do now is I go to the shared folder, I right click and I say new text document, and I'll give it the name text. And it is a text document that has been created, text. What's next? And save it in the shared folder. Users can view the files in the shared folder and copy the files from the shared folder, but must not be able to delete any of the files. Okay? So in the shared folder, they've got already read permission, which allows them to copy it. But they want us to set a permission on that now. So on the shared folder, I will go back to the File Explorer, and on the shared folder, right-click, go to its permissions, the properties. And now I will click on the Security tab, and for the Security tab, Domain Users, I'm going to click on it. Currently, they've got read, list folder contents, read and execute permissions, right? They don't have modify and they don't have full control. They cannot write and make changes. So these are the correct permissions that have been set. I'll say OK. And now let's see what screenshots that I need to take. Take screenshots of A to E above. Okay, so I'm going to look at the marking rubric to now guide me. Create user home directories. So I'm going to copy all of the info that I need, and I'm going to go to my document, my part 2 document that I'm creating, my Word document, and I'll go to activity 4. This is now activity 4. Okay, So in activity 4 now, they want me to show create user home directories, assign full control permissions to the users, create a shared folder, add the users to the access list and give them the correct permissions. Screenshots of the server name is unique and it's in the background. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to get 0 marks. So created home directories. Let's go and see the created home directories for the users. So the home directories I've created under home directory. Now this one, I need home directories for the individual users. So I've got now here, I'm going to say new folder, and then this one is going to be Bugs B for Bugs Bunny. Then I'm going to have a new one, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck. So there's their home directories. So I am now going to go and ensure that they're connected to the correct home directories. So Bugs Bunny, double click, go to the profile, and then the share name now, okay? Because each person must have access to full control access to their particular folder. That's what they said. So I go back to my file explorer, and I ensure that Bugs Bunny here, if I go to the properties, sharing, so I can see, yes, it has been, I need to share it. It's shared already with domain users. That's fine. Okay. Then I need to do what? Go to security tab. And then on the security tab, I need to ensure that I click on edit. I'm going to add Bugs Bunny. Okay. And I'm going to give Bugs Bunny full control, right? So you can see Bugs Bunny now has full control. The other users that are here, domain users, they don't need to have access, so I can take them out. Or are they going to interfere? Let's see. No, they have read access. Okay. So they don't need to have read access here. I can remove. You can't remove domain users because this is inherited. Okay, that is fine. So I'm just going to add Bugs Bunny there and say, okay. Now, the screenshot that I'm going to need to take, all right, we'll do that just now. So let me go and now modify this one here for Bugs Bunny. Let me go to the shared folder first. So the shared folder for Bugs Bunny is under my local disk C, home directory, Bugs Bunny. And then I want to get the properties. So I'm going to right click, go to its properties, go to the sharing tab, and then I'm going to copy the share. And say okay. And then I'm going to go into Active Directory users and computers, click on profile, and then connect him to his folder and say okay. Yes, I want him to have full control, and that's fine. Now, what are the screenshots that I need to take? It said created home directories. Created home directories. So I'm going to now take a screenshot. Firstly, in File Explorer, I've got home directories. So I'm going to expand here my home directory. And I'm just going to move this down here to the side, right? So here now I can see that I've got the home directories that have been created, okay? So I'm going to take a screenshot of these home directories. Notice in my screenshot again, I moved the window so that I can see I'm working on my server, and these have been created on my server. So there's the home directories that have been created. I'll then go back to my Word document and I'll paste it. And then I also need to show that the user has been connected to their home directory. So I'm going to go and take a picture of the profile tab. So I can close this File Explorer. And now I'm going to go to Bugs Bunny and then open up the profile tab. Okay. And here I can see that it has been created. So I'm going to see that the correct, I'm just going to move this window. I wonder if there's a better view that we can get from, let's just go to Tools, Administrative Center. And I'm looking for the domain. I've got users in the domain. And then I've got OUs. So I'm looking for the user bugs. It's found under the domain. Okay, I don't see it there. That's fine. So then I'm going to go back to my Active Directory and take a screenshot. There's the home directory that was created, or linked to the home directory. And then I'm also going to have to take the permissions, picture of the permissions. Then the permissions. So in File Explorer again, I go to local disk, home directories, Bugs Bunny, and I want to look at the properties, and I click on security, and under security tab, I can see, okay, so before I go and do that, I'm just going to resize this window so that I can see the rest of the information. Then I'm going to go to the properties here, go to the security tab, and then on the security tab, I'm going to click on Bugs Bunny, and then I'm going to say, okay. Right, so then I'm going to be able to take this screenshot that shows me that Bugs Bunny has full control. And then so assign full control, that's the screenshot here. So let me just take that screenshot and put it here. So I've got so far created home user directories. There's the home user directories. And then I've shown that it has been connected. So you'll need to show it has been connected for the other two users as well. Okay, for Donald Duck and for Mickey Mouse, you will also need to include those screenshots here. So I'm just going to copy and paste, but in yours, you would need to have for the different users. Assign full control permission, created a shared folder. So let's go and look at the shared folder that was created. So if I go in here now, I'm going to open up the File Explorer. Where's the shared folder? So on local disk C, I've got a shared folder that has been created. I'll go to the properties of the shared folder, and then on the sharing tab, I can see advanced sharing, permissions, right? Everyone has full control permissions. So here on the shared folder properties, I can then take, because it says there's your shared folder properties. So I'm now going to take a screenshot and I can see all the sharing information. So I'll go back here, created shared folder with the relevant permissions, okay? Then it says add users to the access list of the shared folder and assign them the correct permissions. So I need to now go add users to the access list of the shared folder and assign the correct permissions. This was permissions for the shared folder. Next one they want is the NTFS permissions. So I'm going to go and have a look now. Where about does it show me my NTFS permissions? On the security tab. So I'm going to go back now to the properties, and I'm going to open up this time the security tab. And on the security tab now, these are all domain users, okay? So domain users must have these permissions: read, list, folder contents, and read permissions. They are all part of domain users. So I'm just going to move that a little bit across, and then I can take my screenshot. that's showing me the relevant users. So I go back here now, take my screenshot, I put in a description. So in this document now you can see that I've completed activity 4, which was to create the user home directories, which I've done. Then it said, assign full control permission to each user. There's the full control permission. Create a shared folder. I've created a shared folder. And then it says, add the users to the access list. And then I've created, there's the users, domain users are added to the access list. Screenshots must show the server's name, right? So in all the screenshots in the background, I've got the server's name, okay? And then I'm going to save this, and then I can then save and disconnect from my server computer, and that completes activity 4.